Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
And Moses joining me now for sports, and Alberta softball provincials wrapping up in the border city this weekend. Great weekend for ball.
It was a great one too. A little, I guess the sky looked a little bit interesting for sure, but you know what? They still had everything going, especially with the smoke and all that. They still played ball. The under-12s, the under-10s, of course the under-18s had a busy time at the Ball Diamond, and several Lloydminster teams are also in the mix for medals. And we'll start with the under-10 Blues. Taking on the Nose Creek Mustangs, the Blues down but not out. As you'll see a base hit here, they'll reach the outfield. Runner digging in, and she reaches home safely. However, the Mustangs were too much for the Blues to handle. They end up taking home the bronze medal by a score of 10-8. It was a close game, and head coach Brad Zurt was proud of his team.
You know, I can't be disappointed at all in the way our girls played. Had you told me at the beginning of this season that we would be battling for an A provincial medal, at the A level, you know, that was the season goal, was to get to a playoff game, and the fact that we were in the A side and battling for a medal, I'm just really thankful.
Moving on to the under-12 Blues in the gold medal game, taking on the Sherwood Park Storm. Storm get out to an early lead, but the Blues took care of the rest. The ball getting ripped up the middle. Blues will cash in a couple runs here to take the lead. Then another passed ball by the backstop will bring in another Blues run. They take this one by a score of 5-1, capturing provincial gold. Let's head back to Brad Lake, their coach, hear about the big win.
It was definitely our goal to start the season, and with all these the practices and long nights, worrying about lineups, the girls just came through and they played like champions, and they are champions for Alberta this year. Can't be more proud.
To the U18 Rebels, facing the Calgary Kaizen for the third time in the weekend. This is a rubber match for gold. It'll be Morgan Rackle gets a big piece of the pitch. It goes down to the fence. That will bring in a couple runs. And then all of a sudden, Calgary up 2-0. A little bit later, it will be Taylor Canat. She pulls one to the ground. That will cash in Julia Sukatan. And Rack will come in to score in the RBI single. It will be 3-0 after 2 innings for Calgary. Now with the score 4-0, it's going to be Sid Noble come to the dish for the home side. And oh boy, she hits a nice single here. They'll bring in Allie Waters and Kai Delorier. That cuts the lead in half. Then the Rebels would tie it up a little bit later in the 4th inning, courtesy of Jordan Doherty. As she cranks one over the wall, what a beauty of a home run. That would tie this ball game 4-4, and look at her. She's just running out the bases, and you gotta love this. The team comes out and celebrates. That was a huge home run for them. They tied the ball game, right? Well, congratulations to her. 4-4 ball game. Now, this game would go to the bottom of the 7th. The Kaizen up 5-4, and it's a chance for Noble to bring in another run. However, she'll pop up, which means the Kaizen will take this one by a score of 5-4. It'll be their 3rd title in a row. Now, both teams will advance to Montreal next month, and here's Rebels coach Brett Harvey.
I mean, you always want to win provincial championship, right? You know, the girls played really well, and you know, we knew going in that Calgary had one hell of a pitcher, and you know, boy, we pushed them right to the brink, and just couldn't get over the hump here. Both of these this morning, you know. Got out to a slow start in this one. You know, we got behind the 8 ball, but man, there's no letdown in the kids. They just kept pushing, chipped our way back to even, and you know, in the 7th inning, when you're one swing away from winning a provincial championship.
No, it wasn't how we wanted to finish, but we couldn't have had a better final game. Like, we hit hard, we had 0 errors in the field, like, we played an amazing game. It's just sometimes it doesn't turn out how you want it to be, right?
To lacrosse now, the Lloydminster Xtreme wrapped up their regular season Sunday, taking on the Edmonton Wizards, and the Xtreme reached the 500 mark with this win, 12-7. They led the game from start to finish, courtesy of Jaden Bouvier's 4 goals. Now the Xtreme will meet the Sherwood Park Titans in the first round of the playoffs. Speaking of those Titans, they took on the Vermilion Roar, who are also in action in their final regular season game on Sunday, and the Roar wrapped up the season with a pair of wins, defeating Sherwood Park by a score of 8-6. The Roar now finished the year at 13-5 and are looking for a strong output in the playoffs.